But that really drove the point home to me that he is dough.
Yeah.
He is to be eaten.
Yes, he is.
That's weird. Hello, welcome to Guides the Unknown. I'm Kristen.
And I'm her little brother, William.
And we are talking about monsters in the form of capitalism.
Yes.
These are the monsters that sell us products.
Monetary monsters.
Yeah.
Commerce creeps.
That's right. But seriously, like weirdo mascots. But if you think about it, like what the hell are these things?
Yes, it's amusing. I feel like we've done this very sparingly in the past, but we've recently been dedicated to covering things that are like particularly funny or stupid or silly.
Yep.
And this felt like it was right in the wheelhouse. And at the end of the last episode, I don't even remember why now.
I don't remember.
7 years in, my memory still gets erased whenever we do a show.
Yes.
But we talked about mascots a little bit. I think maybe I mentioned Poppin' Fresh.
Maybe.
You know what? I know I did because I was saying to Allie when I was researching, I was like, I don't remember who's doing what. Does Kristen have Poppin' Fresh? And Allie goes, why do you keep talking about Poppin' Fresh? But I hadn't said anything in real life, only on the show. So I must have mentioned Poppin' Fresh
There
last
you
week.
go.
The Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah.
To use his more common name.
Of course.
But anyway, we've each researched some bizarre mascot characters. You're definitely familiar with like all of them. But you told me,
I'm covering something called the Freakies that I'd never heard of before.
The Freakies.
Yeah, they're awesome.
All right. I mean, if you're sure. What product do they...
A cereal called the Freakies.
The cereal is called the Freakies?
Yes, and the little mascots are called the Freakies.
Wow. Is that...
They came from an award-winning commercial narrated by Burgess Meredith.
Oh, so this is not current.
No, it's from the 70s.
If this was a new cereal, but no, Burgess Meredith, the Penguin from the 1960s Batman show.
Yes.
Okay, so the Freakies didn't last that long.
They burn bright and fast.
They have a short lifespan.
Yes.
Freakies. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to talk about all these things. I've got a couple that you're definitely going to recognize, but might have a little more going behind the scenes than you are accustomed to. In a mascot.
Okay.
Mine are like they like reach back to like one of mine is arguably classy.
Okay.
But in its attempt to be classy, couldn't be weirder.
All right, great. I would like to hear about that first.
All right, that's what we're going to do first then. We're going to talk about the Michelin Man first. Or...
that's supposed to be classy?
I know, you're going to be... I'm telling you.
I mean, not that it's like so gross or something, but I just don't think classy when I think of the Michelin Man.
You're going to be very surprised by the Michelin Man.
Okay.
But that's...
I'm ready to be surprised.
That's after a brief commercial break. So the time has come. All right, let's talk about the Michelin Man. So I don't know why I picked the Michelin Man. I think at some point I was doing a little research and I was like, oh, it got stupid immediately.
Yeah.
So the Michelin Man, for anybody who's not familiar, there's a company. None of these are sponsored, by the way. We're just covering them because they're weird characters and stuff. The Michelin Man, I bet people are familiar with, but just in case, I thought, well, what do you think the Michelin Man is? Let's do it this way. Michelin is like a tire company, all right? They like work on auto body stuff or whatever.
Right.
Kristen, what is the Michelin Man? What does he look like to you?
Honestly, like, I'm not totally sure what he is. He kind of looks like a bunch of tires stacked up, but he's white. So I don't understand what the deal is.
Yeah.
He's ribbed.
Yes, he is ribbed.
He's like marshmallowy. So I really don't know what he is.
There you go. That's a good way of referring to the Michelin Man. I always, in my head, he is the same as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or something.
Mm-hmm.
I might have said to you that I thought he was like caulk.
Okay, yeah, that
like
makes
just
sense
like
too.
Tire sealant.
Yeah.
A big pile of goo.
Yeah.
He is not a pile of goo. He is a pile of tires.
Yeah, okay.
So, this is the Michelin
they
Man.
white?
I know. Well, here's why. In the late 19th century, where the Michelin Man comes from, tires were white.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. All tires were white, evidently. So, this is it's so stupid. All right, listen to this. The Michelin brothers, all right, so it's a family company, shout out. We're all about siblings.
Yeah, that's
around
right.
Here. Way to go, Michelin bros. They were exhibiting their products at a fair in Lyon. This is in France.
Okay.
When one of them noticed, Kristen, that if you added arms and legs to a pile of tires, it would look like a man.
Okay.
Now, you could say that that's true of literally just about anything.
Yes, if looking at a pile of tires, which would just kind of be like somewhat rectangular but rounded.
Yeah, a cylindrical.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
That's anything.
Yeah. Put arms, legs, and a head on anything.
Well, you know what? We criticize, but this turned into a huge thing, so whatever.
It did. So here's the shocker. The Michelin Man is what we know him as, but that's not his name.
Yeah.
That's what we call him.
Okay.
The Michelin Man has a proper name, and that proper name is Bibendum.
Oh.
Yes.
Does that mean something, or that's just a name?
Sometimes Bib for short.
Okay.
If you're friendly.
Uh-huh.
Mr.
Or if you're nasty.
Mr. Bibendum if you're nasty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
It is evidently Latin.
Oh, wow.
I know. Oh, I'm telling you, this they really were trying for something here. Bibe is to drink.
Okay.
And they called him that. So Bibendum, he drinks. Mm-hmm. He drinks the obstacles in your way.
Wow.
Yes.
All right.
Now, Bibendum was depicted visually as a lord of industry, a master of all he surveyed, and a patriotic exponent of the French spirit. In the 1920s, Bibendum urged Frenchmen to adopt America's superior factory system, but to patriotically excel those factories' inferior products. So, factories are coming into vogue around the turn of the century. America has got a stronghold on, like, manufacturing.
Yeah.
In France, they're like, we've got to get good at this too, but do better than those terrible American products. Enter Bibendum.
Oh, you said inferior.
Yeah, those factories' inferior products. The Americans' inferior products. We need to do better than.
I thought you said to sell inferior products.
No.
It's excel. Okay.
To patriotically excel those factories' inferior products. To do better than American crap.
Yes, that makes way more sense.
So Bibendum is here. And let's raise a glass to Bibendum. Of course, known as the great drinker of things, I suppose.
Yeah.
This is bizarre. So here's a poster. I asked Allie to help me translate this. Mm-hmm. This is an 1898 poster of the Michelin Man as he was originally depicted, looking far more, I would argue, like a pile of tires than the current Michelin Man, who does still kind of look like he's made out of like Miracle Whip or I don't know.
He looks soft.
He looks soft.
I wouldn't want to drive on that.
Not at all. He looks soft. He looks like he's made out of like shaving foam or something.
Yes. He looks like Mr. Softy.
Yes, very
Pete
good.
and Pete.
Yeah, Mr. Softy. Mm-hmm. Ice cream head.
Right. But yeah, this guy looks like maybe he's made out of like bike tires.
There you go.
You could ride on that.
Yeah, you could ride on this guy. Mm-hmm. So in French, it says Nunc est bibendum. Now we all know that I excel when I have to speak French.
Sounds good to me.
Now that means now is the time to drink.
Okay.
And this, like a political cartoon, depicts Bibendum,
this is crazy.
the Michelin Man, sitting at a fancy table. He's got a stogie in one hand that is smoking, and in his other, he raises a martini glass.
Yeah.
He also wears those little like Teddy Roosevelt glasses.
Yes.
Like little circular eyeglasses, but with like a chain around your neck.
Right.
Anyway, in the glass that he's drinking, it's broken bottles and nails.
I know. I don't
horseshoe.
Really get it.
This is crazy.
Is it that he's made of tires so he can? I don't know. He's like a mechanical man?
Well, remember, Bibendum, he is the one who drinks. He can drink all the obstacles in your way.
Oh, right. The obstacles.
So, Bibendum's food, his sustenance, is those things which would usually puncture a tire.
Yeah.
Shattered bottles and nails. But now you just have this like monstrosity who's sitting at this table smoking cigars.
This is high
and
concept.
Eating shattered glass. I know, it looks like a political cartoon.
Oh, totally.
Now, on either side of him, I don't know. It took me a minute to figure out what was going on. Yeah. Look at these figures.
Yeah, I know. Those are messed up. They look like, and I always hated them, Tweedledee and Tweedledum from like early Alice in Wonderland editions.
Yes.
Blech.
Gross looking. He's got two figures on his left and right, each with like rolls and rolls of chins or a neck or something. with Allie's help, I figured out what it is. One of them is labeled with the letters PNEU, which is French for worse or bad, I want to say.
Okay.
And so these, like a political cartoon, represent the enemy. Perhaps American tires. Mm-hmm. These are American tire men, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why they have all those rolls of chins, because just like Bibendum, they're made out of stacks of tires.
Right.
But they have this Jabba the Hutt, grotesque, drooping, sagging face thing going on.
They are very Jabba the Hutt.
And they're looking simultaneously angry and sad up at Bibendum, who stands over them, looking
victorious.
Quite rotund.
Yeah.
Quite clean.
Yeah.
Let me see. It also says, to your health, the Michelin tire drinks obstacles.
Wow.
In the French... Oh, okay. Moving on from the poster somewhat.
I just want to say that we have a live chat when we record, and Kat in our live chat says that new PNEU means tire.
Okay.
They're labeled tire Y and tire X on either side of the Michelin man in the center.
So they are still saying that these are other tires, and they're worse. They're ugly.
Yep.
And dripping and gross.
Those are crap tires.
Okay. Yeah, my French is still a little rocky. So, the current day Michelin man, I still always felt looked kind of like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Mm-hmm. And guess what? Other people felt the same, Kristen.
Yeah, it's undeniable.
Listen to this. In the French dubbed version of Ghostbusters, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man has a different name. He is not called the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Is he Bibendum?
He is named Bibendum Chamallow. Chamallow was originally a confectionery marketed in France under that name, Chamallow, and it vaguely resembles the American marshmallow.
Okay.
So they needed to find a regional equivalent because no one knew what the hell this thing was.
Right.
So Bibendum Chamallow, he will drink you, and he's made out of that marshmallow-like structure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there you go. That's my quick and dirty on Bibendum, the Michelin Man.
You're right. He is classy.
Yeah.
I never would have thought that in a million years.
They really were trying for something.
That's so surprising. All right, so I guess why don't I tell you about the Freakies?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Let's get right to it.
I had never heard of this before. I Googled something like creepy cereal mascots or something like that. And I watched the first commercial, and I told you a little bit about it. It is incredible, this commercial. It's a full cartoon. It is award-winning. It was displayed or played in the MoMA for many years, the Museum of Modern Art.
Because of Burgess Meredith's involvement?
No, it's all around good.
Oh.
It's like a beautiful commercial. It has wonderful music. It's so weird, but it's like, wow, this is just a commercial for cereal?
What makes it so good? Just the animation quality or something?
The animation quality, the music, the illustration, the writing. I'm going to read to you the transcript.
Excellent.
Of the commercial.
Excellent.
It tells a little story. All right, so this is from 1972, and the characters were created by Jackie End. And it's also it's very trippy and very weird. Okay, so this is how it goes. And pretend I'm Burgess Meredith.
Easy.
This is the story of the Freakies and their perilous search for a home. The leader of the Freakies was the fearless Boss Moss. Whenever the Freakies had a problem, they ran to Boss Moss. We're afraid, in unison. I understand exactly how you feel. Feeling a little scared, Boss Moss says. He never solved the problem, but he was always understanding. So they're like walking through a forest as this is all happening. At last, they came upon a wonderful tree which grew their favorite cereal, Freakies. Oh, happy day, they all say. Every morning, the cereal would ripen in the sun, becoming toasty and sugary and golden with vitamins. Then one of the Freakies who's in a tree picking the Freaky cereals and eating them says, "What are you, a scavenger or something?" Because a bird came by and took one of the little cereals.
Cereal mascots never want anyone else to have them.
No, it's all theirs.
Yeah.
And they knew they had found a home. And then somebody else who's in the tree says, "Oh, I wonder what the taxes are like here." Freakies are part of a good breakfast, and you get a free Freaky magnet in specially marked boxes.
Okay.
And then that's the commercial. It's amazing.
Why is that so good?
It just is. It needs to be seen to be believed. It's in the show notes.
I will argue that it is artful, like the idea of like there's some again.
Look, it's not my favorite show, but for a cereal commercial, it is very cool.
Well, again, I'm thinking like bizarrely, like the Michelin. I was saying to Allie, this is a little embarrassing. I was saying to Allie about I was researching one of my other topics, and I was getting so sort of annoyed when it was like the marketers were trying to decide what to do about this silly issue, and I was like, God damn. Like marketing, man. I said to Al, I was like, I wish it was my job to sit around thinking of stupid things like this.
Yeah.
And then she looked at me, and in that look was reflected back at me my own position, which I'm researching all of this and doing it right now.
Yes.
But like the job of like a marketer and like a is like a storyteller. Mm-hmm. So they really need to convince you of why you're going to love this product through these kinds of characters. And so they've overthought it all. Bibendum, the Michelin Man, is way overthought. And everything you're describing to me about the Freakies, where it's like they find the tree and the freaky cereal grows on the tree and it ripens in the sun, becoming crispy and sugary. Like,
right.
It's both very creative and very much.
Yeah, totally. But it garnered a dedicated fan base.
Okay.
Now, this cereal only lasted for 4 years. So
not that big.
Exactly. The fan base was dedicated to these little characters, not so much to the cereal, I guess.
Okay.
But there was a fan club for Freakies. The t-shirts that were advertised on the box were constantly back ordered. Like, people loved these commercials and this like little world that was built around these characters.
Huh.
And in subsequent commercials, the full cast of these little Freakies was revealed. So I can tell you who these guys were.
Yes, please.
There's a little table of them on the Wikipedia. And I guess they just sort of like just gathered these facts about them from the commercials. So Boss Moss, I already mentioned. Color is dark green. Facts about them. Bossy, ineffectual, with a John Wayne voice.
John Wayne?
Yeah, I guess so.
Come around, you little freakies. Like that?
I guess so.
We're gonna make someone eat you.
That's what it says.
It's weird to anthropomorphize the cereal itself, because they're gonna die.
Because I don't think
aren't they the cereal?
No, clearly not. Like, they're called the Freak. It's confusing. They're called Freakies, and the cereal is called Freakies. But like, they're excited to go eat that cereal called Freakies, and they're not like, oh, my brethren.
The cereal doesn't look like this. I see. So I just put up in the live version. In the video version, I put up an image of the Freakies. Is this what you saw?
Yes. So the Freakies are like little monstery, squat-looking characters of different colors, different shapes, whatever. And then Freaky cereal is just like brown, grain-covered cereal. I read that it's like kind of akin to Captain Crunch in taste.
I assumed, looking at these little creeps, they look like Fruit Flakes. What's it called?
You think that guy on the end looks like Fruit Flakes? There are some of them that are look, there are, let's see.
What are Fruit Flakes? Hold on.
You're thinking of Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles. They look like Fruity Pebbles.
I knew what you were getting at.
Fruit Flakes.
There are 7 characters on the screen. Now, I will give you 4 of them are just straight up round. That could be a Fruity Pebble.
And textured, bumpy textured.
Yeah, but then 3 of them, one has a giant elephant nose. One is just kind of like a weird little, I don't know, lizard looking creature. And one looks like Yoshi.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah. But then the cereal itself is just beige?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with it.
Okay.
So no, it's confusing. Their characters are the Freakies, but then they love Freakies cereal. I don't know.
Okay.
So.
Huh. I don't know.
Beats the hell out of me. All right, so the next one is Snorkeldorf. Snorkeldorf is blue, and Snorkeldorf is confident, vain, and plays his trunk like a horn.
Okay, he's vain?
Yeah.
Can you afford to be vain when you look like this?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
You know, it's all subjective. Then we have Ham Hose.
Ham Hose?
Ham Hose?
I don't like the sound of that.
Me
I would think the one with the long nose would be Ham Hose.
So would I, because I'm not seeing any Ham Hose on this light brown creature.
No.
Also, I think it's weird that their character is shy, childlike, and prefers to eat alone. What?
Please leave me be, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm ham hose.
Then there's Grumble, who is orange. Cranky, grumpy, sore feet, voiced like an old man.
What? I thought that looked like a little lady. All right.
That's the thing. The Freakies will surprise you.
They will.
Cow Mumble, who's light green, positive, demure, breathily soft-spoken.
Ugh.
Now, I do see long eyelashes.
I do.
So
I'm picturing
I
like
guess...
Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah.
What's this one called?
Cow Mumble.
Can we reboot the Freakies with Jennifer Tilly as Cow Mumble?
No, I wouldn't love that. But
okay.
I'm sorry, we can, I suppose. Then we've got Gargle, who is purple. Intelligent, snooty, know-it-all, British accent. I don't see it.
Gargle. No, not at all. This is all mismatched.
Yeah, it's not right to me. The last one is Goody Goody. Goody Goody is pink and pushy, bossy, and kisses up to Boss Moss.
This is bizarre.
It's so weird. It's so weird. And that's basically all there is to it.
Okay.
Like I said,
those are the Freakies.
Yeah, those are the Freakies. People loved it, but I guess they loved the characters more than the cereal, and it stopped being in production in 1976.
Is there a chance that this is like a 1976 equivalent of like a meme?
I suppose so. It's a long-lived meme, I have to say. 4 years is kind of a stretch, but I guess.
No, it died after 4 years.
No, I know, but for a meme, 4 years is pretty long.
Well, I'm saying like maybe the cereal came out and a bunch of people were like, what is this?
Right.
I have to have this on a shirt.
Yeah, maybe.
I've got to have the Freakies.
And also...
And then the cereal, they were like, people love our cereal. They're coming to it in droves. But no one was buying the cereal at all. And they were like, we're going to go out of business in 3 years.
Right. And like the same way everything moves like ultra fast now, it would move slower then. So yeah, it would be a meme for then.
Yeah. I that's the best that I can imagine. Because the Freakies is crap.
No, it's sweet.
Okay. I mean, it's sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got another guy. He's sort of shorter, I have to admit. And then I've got sort of like a Big Daddy topic for the second half. But actually, talk about Big Daddy. Let me talk to you about the Jolly Green Giant.
Okay.
I was watching the Thanksgiving parade with Zoe.
Yeah.
And Zoe is so amusing about characters. She loves characters right now. And so
characters welcome for Zoe, just like on the USA Network.
Yes, she loves a huge Monk fan. So we were watching, and the did you watch any of the parade?
No.
It is like a frenetic, crazy making experience.
I do like watching the parade. I like when like there was one year where Paula Abdul performed on the Jenny O float, which is like the turkey.
Yes.
I do like that kind of thing.
Yes.
But I didn't this year.
Yeah, it's exactly like that because it's just like, here's corporate float, because none of them are really that creative. They're all a product of some sort. So here comes the, I don't know, is the company Jolly Green Giant? I don't know, whatever. Here comes a vegetable float.
Right.
With a huge statue of the Jolly Green Giant on it. And of course, singing is, I'm making this up, Bruno Mars.
That's so weird. I was going to say Bruno Mars.
Really?
Yeah.
Little guy on a big float.
Yeah.
I don't know. But so
he's too famous though. It would have to be somebody a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I know. It's got to be like the Sugar Ray guy.
Yes, that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Mark McGrath.
Yes.
Mark McGrath, but he needs to be, if you got the guy from Sugar Ray, you want him to be on a cereal float. Don't you?
No, nobody would think about it.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Mark McGrath is singing his heart out, but Zoe's eye goes right to the giant statue of the Jolly Green Giant, who anybody out there is familiar with, obviously, is like a man, a giant man, completely perfectly green.
Yep.
And he wears leaves.
Yeah.
Basically like a loincloth of leaves. And Zoe goes, what is that? It's like, that's the Jolly Green Giant. She goes, is he a good guy? It's like the concept of good guy or bad guy in Mascots is really sort of like tricky.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, hey, he's a good guy. He wants you to eat vegetables. But it's like, what's he doing? Why is he so big?
That's a great question.
And she goes, is there a bad guy in Jolly Green Giant? Like it's a character, like it's a show you could watch or something. I was like, he just wants you to buy vegetables.
Right.
So that put him in my head. I had to figure it out. What is the deal with the Jolly Green Giant? And so I've got some answers for you, Kristen. And
finally,
once again, they're far too overwritten. Oh, my notes literally say Jolly Green Giant, God help me. I was getting irritated looking into the Jolly Green Giant. So the brand Green Giant Great Big Tender Peas was first used in 1925. I think that was my first sign of like, come on, everybody.
I just remembered. I wanted to ask a question of these. Like, what are they? You know what I mean? So like these. So for the Freakies, these are little monsters. I would say. The Jolly Green Giant. Is he a god? I
know. I think you're going to get some better context of why he is what he is, but I don't know if I can really directly say like. He might be a god. He might be like a demigod.
Right.
Zoe and I just also saw...
And then, like, what is the Michelin Man?
Well, he's tires.
Oh, yeah, I guess he's just straight
He's anthropomorphized tires.
Yes.
But yeah, I think I see what you're saying. Is it's like
what are these things?
Did God bestow tires with the gift of life?
For that, it is, yes, I think. Just anthropomorphized tires. But yeah, the Jolly Green Giant.
Zoe and I have been in a very Moana-y space. We just went to go see Moana 2. And very famously, in the first Moana, which we've, of course, been revisiting quite a bit, there is a god named Te Fiti, who is like a big green woman.
Yeah.
And she sort of like is like a Mother Nature type of thing. Like she brings life and flowers and fruit, coconuts. Like without her, all of that stuff turns to ash. And so the Jolly Green Giant, I think, might be Father Earth. He's like the green thumb man.
Yeah.
But in his case, it's specifically, exclusively vegetables.
Yeah.
And originally, specifically, peas.
Do you think his hat is asparagus?
Does he have a hat?
His head? His hair?
His hair? I don't.
I've always thought
can you
that
eat him?
His top is asparagus, and by top I mean his topper.
Can you eat
all the way
the Jolly Green Giant?
No.
Is he vegetables or is he man?
He's man.
He is man.
Yeah, I'm not eating that.
He doesn't wear a hat. Oh, he has leaves for hair too. Well, this is confusing.
Look at the little guy.
I know.
Okay, so that's artichoke.
I have slight information about the little guy too. So, Big Daddy Green Giant, his hair is leaves, but then he's also wearing a loincloth of leaves, which...
Actually, he's wearing like a one-shoulder party dress.
Yeah, like Andre the Giant. Oh, well, I wouldn't have said Andre the Giant was wearing a party dress until just now.
What do you mean like Andre the Giant?
Andre the Giant, he was a wrestler.
Or like a singlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't it have just one?
I don't see that as shorts.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the Big Show. There was some big wrestler who had a singlet thing that was only on one shoulder.
Oh, okay.
But so the Jolly Green Giant...
But that's not shorts. That's just a dress.
You don't know if it comes up to the crotch. You can't tell.
Doesn't look like it.
Quit trying to upskirt the Jolly Green Giant.
I guess it could be a skirt.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But seriously, that's dress. It's presenting as dress on the outside. Maybe he's wearing what do they call them, spankies.
Spankies?
That cheerleaders wear underneath their cheerleading
You just mean
skirts.
Spanx?
No. At least when I was in school, they were called Spankies.
Spankies?
Yeah.
Who used to call me Spanky the Pancreas Boy? What was that? Did I say?
No, yes. What?
I think I complained that my pancreas hurt one day. And then someone said, all right, Spanky the Pancreas Boy.
Was it Mom?
I guess so. I was probably trying to get out of school and I was like, my pancreas. Even now at 3.5, Zoe will be like, my tummy hurts. I'm like, I'm not sure if it does.
Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, Mom says me. She's in the chat right now.
Yep.
Me. She called me Spanky the Pancreas Boy because I kept bizarrely complaining about a pain in my pancreas. Very specific.
So weird.
Here's a question for you. The Jolly Green Giant. He's wearing that toga of leaves. If he...
Oh, yeah, toga.
Is that a limitation of wardrobe? Or is that his choice? Like if somebody... Is it just that like nobody makes clothes in his size because he's like 20 feet tall? If you presented the Jolly Green Giant with human clothes, would he wear them?
Oh, doesn't... I don't know. It doesn't seem like it.
No?
It seems like he's happy.
He wants to be like this.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Now, I've noticed that his hair...
What do you think?
Is also... Well, I just want to say the following. His hair appears to also be leaves.
Yeah.
But following that through, did he make clothes out of his own hair?
I know. Now, first of all, I don't think it has anything to do with asparagus. That was in my mind's eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, his hair is like the same material as his clothes, so that makes me think it's actually like a cap.
Yes. Oh, you think he's wearing a hat?
Now I kind of do. Like, now that I'm
Interesting.
really looking at it, it's seriously, the leaves are like the same size and shape as his little dress.
Right.
And so it makes me think that it's a hat.
Okay, perhaps it is a hat. I was also wondering, perhaps
Although it looks
these
like
leaves,
one of those leaves is like a sideburn, so I don't know what the hell's going on here.
perhaps these leaves are growing out of his body. All of them.
Yeah, maybe.
And they grow in a pattern to cover one nipple, or no, both nipples.
Yeah.
Does he have nipples?
I don't know.
Because is he man or is he vegetable?
Yeah, that's the question.
Interesting. It's a question I don't feel like answering.
Yeah.
Let me answer some different
We can't
questions
answer it.
about the why of it all. The why of it all. So, once again, I'm going to take you back 100 years, almost, to 1925, when the brand Green Giant Great Big Tender Peas comes
Okay.
out. All right? The figure of a
How
giant. Well, that's part of the problem. The figure of a giant was introduced by Carly Stanek. The brand was created in response to the discovery of a new variety of pea, the Prince of Wales.
Okay.
This is like some snooty shit. Like, what kind of
Yeah.
peas do you have? Oh, you have Prince of Wales peas? Ugh, too big.
Yeah.
So the size of the peas, I think, was a problem. They were oblong, wrinkled, and as peas go, huge.
That doesn't sound good.
Sounds horrible.
Oblong wrinkled peas?
And yet this is what they were trying to sell. So in comes marketing to try to help sell these things. So check this out. Despite their size, they were tender and had a... So this is the shit that I was like, Allie, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I
Like there's
it.
people like sitting in a boardroom pinching the peas and looking at them. So tender and juicy. What could we do about this? What could we do about this?
You know, there's an episode of Sex and the
Perhaps
City.
these are giant droppings.
Yeah, from him.
That's how you can tell when the Jolly Green Giant's been nearby. You find a pile of peas when you're out on a hike. Oh my God. My God. Green Giant scat. He's near. Can you imagine like going down a hiking trail and just see a little bundle of peas? Like a Blair Witch cairn of rocks, but just a little
Yeah.
tight pile of peas.
Then you know he's near.
What is this?
Now
Stepping them.
now I know.
Yeah.
And then they're mashed. There's an episode of Sex and the City where Samantha is trying to seduce a priest, and it is who's the guy from Saw who is
Tobin
Jigsaw's-
Bell.
No, Jigsaw's apprentice man.
Jason Statham. No, not him. Agent Strom is what I was thinking of.
And he's not the little boy from what's it called? From Gilmore Girls, right?
Oh, he's not little Timmy from Gilmore Girls.
Not him.
You're thinking of Hoffman.
Hoffman, thank you.
Agent Hoffman.
Agent Hoffman is the priest that she wants to seduce, but it's not happening because he's too committed to the cloth. But she comes by the church one day with a donation of peas, and it's like a special brand of peas because she's like fancy, and she's like, blah, 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 peas. They're the best. It's just like a sign of her fanciness or whatever,
Right.
but she's also being like a good,
Trying to show off.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
can get the good peas. Well, these were in 1925 considered the bad peas until somebody fixed the problem.
Yeah.
The company the company went to the brands for which it canned and found that none of them wanted to sell the new peas. So Minnesota Valley decided to sell them under its own label. We're going indie, folks. Rather than apologize. Now this phrasing drove me crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's genius and it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Rather than apologize for the size of the peas, they decided to emphasize it.
You know what? You may as well just lean in.
It's like Steve Jobs walking in and going like, folks, we're not trying to sell the best of the best. We're selling style.
Yeah.
Okay? Take everything you thought you knew and flip it on its head. The size of the pea is not a problem.
Right.
Now it's an asset.
Yeah.
Come next year, they're going to be wishing they were selling our peas. Like some visionary really had to be like, the size won't be an issue.
So is the
It's the strength.
Is the pea that we know today, like, is that what they thought was like a giant pea and we've just gotten used to it?
I'm only eating small peas.
I know. I think of them as small, but what I'm asking is that huge?
I don't know. How small could the original pea have been if today's peas are the size they are?
They might not be. Maybe it's totally normal. But I wonder if we have just been indoctrinated into this giant pea lifestyle.
We may have been.
And they actually were like minuscule.
I think maybe. It's like, those like M&M's minis
they are
that come
kind
in
of
a tube.
wrinkly sometimes.
Wrinkly peas?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sure are.
So maybe we're just used to it.
I'm not sitting around eating my peas with tweezers. How small can they get?
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I can't think of like chomping into a huge, tender, juicy pea.
No, but maybe it's all relative. Maybe that's...
A pea the size of a meatball? Get it off my plate.
No.
So...
Sounds weird.
Rather than apologize for the size of the peas, I'm sick of apologizing for the size of my peas.
I'm done with it.
They decided to emphasize it. They named the peas Green Giants. The original mascot, though, had little in common with the familiar green figure of today. He was a scowling caveman.
Okay.
What mascot is angry? Why would you make a mascot to sell your product who's like, ugh.
And also, why that?
Try our green giant peas. Ugh.
It must have made sense in some way, but I don't see the connection.
I don't get it. He was wearing a bear skin. So then all of a sudden somebody else comes in 1935 and rebrands it as the Jolly Green Giant. And he's finally depicted smiling and now wearing a leafy suit.
Makes
sense.
sense.
It took 10 years for the mascot of the Jolly Green or the Green Giant peas.
How weird.
To smile.
I wonder what the connection was between being a caveman and the peas.
Yeah, I don't know. Only cavemen eat this shit.
Yeah.
And they're not happy about it. You want to buy them?
Right.
Right? Like, what is this communicating?
Weird.
So weird. But I'm sick of apologizing about the size of my peas.
Done.
Now, the last thing I have to say about the Jolly Green Giant. Yes, he does have a little friend named Sprout. I think that he came about in the 70s, I think. At least it feels like a 70s thing. It's like a little Cabbage Patch Kid thing. It was just to market vegetables to kids more effectively.
Makes sense.
There is a... I've always wanted to do this, not for real, but I'm sort of enchanted by the idea of like cross-country road trip and then you can stop to see the world's biggest ball of twine,
right?
That kind of thing.
Yep.
Well, there is a 55-foot tall statue of the Jolly Green Giant in Blue Earth, Minnesota.
Yeah, I have seen a picture of that.
That is like a destination thing.
That's huge.
Yeah, he was like commissioned to bring in tourists.
Yeah.
Not just create some... anything. Let's make a statue of a mascot for a peas company. I think the point was that they also grew peas there. But yeah, there you go. The Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah.
Demigod of the earth realms.
Yeah, of the pea world.
Friend of the pea.
Yes. Very good.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to tell you about another friend of Minnesotans.
Oh.
Poppin' Fresh.
Oh, tight.
But first, we're going to tell you about another P. Patreon.
Is it embarrassing how excited I am about Poppin' Fresh? I can't wait.
Look, I love Pillsbury dough. I love dough of all sorts. I love
Patreon dough.
Patreon dough. I love crescent rolls. I love the whole bit. So at patreon.com/GTTUpod, you can sign up to get all kinds of bonuses, including our second weekly podcast, The Netherworld Dispatch, which comes out every Monday. And if you join us at the Demon tier, you can get all of those episodes. We also have a number of other tiers that you can check out. Choose the one that works for you. If you start at our $4 tier, you can get ad-free episodes of this show every week in addition to those Netherworld Dispatch episodes. You also get access to our Discord, to movie commentaries. It's a whole party over there.
You really, the community, the Guide to the Unknown community really expands through that Patreon.
Yeah.
And our most recent episode of the Netherworld Dispatch is episode 190, titled Horror Online. It was a holiday weekend and I had to just quickly name the show. Horrible name.
It tells you what it is. We cruised around Reddit and looked at freaky posts that people had put up of like scary things.
Kristen genuinely got jump scared.
Yes.
By like a scary TikTok thing.
Yes, I did. Yep.
And then I started just grilling Kristen about what it's like to work at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah. And I talked about that.
Oh, it's a delight. When this episode comes out, you'll be done.
I know.
Can you believe it?
Yes, I sure can. I sure can.
How was
believe
Black
it.
Friday?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It was still a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I came to visit.
Yes,
Is that what
you
you're
did,
talking
which was
about?
really nice. Yeah. No, which was really nice. Will and Zoe came to visit, which was a great bright spot.
Fresh from Moana 2.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, back to patreon.com/GTTUpod. As I said, there are 190 episodes of the Netherworld Dispatch, which means when you sign up for any of those tiers, not only will you get new episodes as they come out in the future, but you're also going to unlock all the previous episodes as well for your tier.
Yeah.
So you're going to instantly get access to, almost 200 shows on that demon tier.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
So check that out. Also, some fun stuff on our Patreon. There's a shop tab. And on that shop tab, we have our equivalent of a cameo. We do personalized messages for people. It's the holiday season coming up. If you want to send a personalized message to a loved one, a friend, a relative, a little shout out from Kristen and myself, go check out our jump scares. We'll record them. We'll send them straight to you. They're super fun to do. People seem to really enjoy them.
Yeah.
And there's a brand new feature as well that Patreon has started doing, which is also great for this time of year. Go to patreon.com/GTTUpod/gift. Now Patreon will allow you to gift subscriptions to people. So if you have someone out there who enjoys the show but isn't a patron or would like to check out some of the Patreon offerings that we've got, boom, there you go. Buy them the gift of the Guide to the Unknown Patreon.
Yeah.
And also worth noting, on our Patreon, we categorize different types of shows into different collections. So if you want to see just our movie commentaries, there's a quick link to just get those filtered out. If you just want to see us playing video games, if you just want to hear us talking about the Blair Witch, it's all sitting right there. Fun categories. Patreon.com/GTTUpod, everybody.
Yep.
And thank you so much to everybody who already supports us. We greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you so much.
We also love reading reviews. And I have a lovely one here that comes to us from Mary from Long Island.
Oh, great.
The review is titled, Holy Heidi Holes. I think that's a callback to when Kristen...
Yeah.
Somebody wrote a review who was named Heidi.
Yeah.
Kristen went, Heidi, I'm a fan of your holes. He got real nervous all of a sudden, got real quiet.
Yep.
Anyway, here's what Mary from Long Island has to say. Just discovered this gem after they joined the Bloody Disgusting Network. Great chemistry. Almost makes me wish I had a sibling. 5 stars.
Almost.
But not fully.
Yeah.
Not fully.
Right.
No one wants that.
That's wise, Mary. Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Thank you so much, Mary. That's so nice. Thank you so much to everybody who leaves us reviews. If you haven't before and you're so inclined, please do. It's great. It helps people
Huge help.
decide to check out the show. If they're cruising around, then they see that people left good reviews and they're like, oh, I actually will listen to that. And we appreciate it so much. So thank you.
Yep. All right, we're going to get back to the weird mascots after one more commercial break.
That's right. Will, you have a special relationship with Poppin' Fresh.
I do.
What the hell's going on there?
I just think it's funny.
It is funny. Yeah, that's all you need.
Poppin' Fresh.
I know.
Similar to the Michelin Man. You don't call him Poppin' Fresh. You call him the Pillsbury Doughboy.
I really wasn't sure that his name was Poppin' Fresh.
Oh, his name is Poppin' Fresh.
Until this.
His name is Poppin' Fresh.
It sure is.
I think it's funny. It's a funny name, but I also think it's funny that no one calls him that.
No, I mean, maybe they used to or something, and we've just all evolved out of calling him Poppin' Fresh. But that is his original name.
I also think maybe stuck in my head somewhere is the voice of Mr. Burns calling someone Poppin' Fresh.
Okay.
Here comes Poppin' Fresh. But it's like Homer Simpson or something. It's just enjoyable.
That sounds
It's a fun thing to say.
I was about to say that. It feels good to say.
That's what it is.
I totally
get it. It's about the
that.
mouth feel.
Yeah. In multiple ways, honestly. The mouthfeel of saying it and also the mouthfeel of enjoying a Pillsbury anything.
Yeah.
Biscuit, what have you.
Now you do sound like we're sponsored by Pillsbury.
I would love to be.
Pillsbury, hit us up. We'll be your Doughboys.
Yeah. I already am a Doughboy. So I started off my research with a blog from the Hennepin History Museum, which is in Minnesota, because Pillsbury started in Minneapolis. And this was a delightful blog post. It said that the Doughboy was created in 1965 by Milt Schaefer, and he's named Poppin' Fresh because in the first commercials, which were done with stop motion clay, he popped out of a can of fresh refrigerated dough.
So he
popped out fresh.
Poppin' fresh.
Yes.
Wow.
Literally poppin' fresh.
Doesn't poppin' fresh seem like slang?
Yeah. As I keep saying it, it's like poppin' fresh. It feels weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
So I watched that first commercial with him coming out of that tube can of dough. It's that kind of thing where you have to like peel it open and then scare the hell out of yourself, like they don't do it in the commercial, but you have to put like a spoon in the seam and then be like, ah!
Jump scare yourself with these delicious rolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they open up that tube and he really kind of just like bloops out of the tube and then forms into the Pillsbury Doughboy or Poppin' Fresh, separating from the rest of the dough that was in the tube.
Like the T1000?
Yeah. Huh. If I'm thinking of the right thing.
Allison Mack or whatever her name was?
Oh, Alex Mack.
Alex Mack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. But that really drove the point home to me that he is dough.
Yeah.
He is to be eaten.
Yes, he is.
That's weird.
Well, he's not to be eaten. He's made to life.
Yeah.
Yeah. The yeast in him really rose.
He's from the rest of that dough.
The rest of it is him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. It was weird to see.
That is weird.
Mm-hmm. So, according to the Pillsbury website, which had some fast fun facts about Poppin' Fresh, although this was a more modern iteration. This came out a few years ago, so they really just refer to him as the Pillsbury Doughboy now. Poppin' Fresh is a relic of time gone by. The Pillsbury website says that he is 8 3/4 inches tall.
Okay.
With his chef hat, of course, they say, and weighs 14 ounces. So I think he is just about David the Gnome sized, or a little bit taller. I think David the Gnome was like 6.5 inches or something.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how tall his chef's hat is.
But they could be friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least stand eye to eye.
Right.
They also, neither of them are super fans of clothing.
Yes, Poppin' Fresh is nude.
Yep. Poppin' Fresh wears nothing but a white chef hat and neckerchief, as the Hennepin Museum blog points out.
He has a neckerchief?
Yeah.
Huh.
Or at least if he doesn't still, he used to.
You know, he also looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Totally.
Or in the most recent movies, the mini Stay Puffs.
Yes.
Very similar.
Yes. That's absolutely true. So that article on the museum website was written by Allison Theed, and it's just so happy and cute. I just want to quote it verbatim here for a couple of sentences. Quote, just a few years after Poppin' Fresh made his debut on American television sets, he became a celebrity. Part of his success was due to his easily recognizable image, which remains the same to this day. Poppin' Fresh has bright blue eyes and wears nothing but a white chef hat and neckerchief. Besides his appearance, his personality also made the Doughboy popular. He is always cheerful, considerate, and helpful.
That makes sense. These are qualities that you want in a mascot, not a scowling caveman.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or like weird things that the Freakies were.
Yeah, whatever those are.
Yeah. So soon after his debut, Pillsbury realized that they had a star on their hands, and they started marketing the hell out of this little guy. They also fleshed out the Poppin' world by giving him a family.
That's dangerous.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
No, I didn't either. So there's Poppy Fresh, his wife.
What?
I don't know.
He's
I don't know
married?
If it's his wife. I'm not sure, but it's a female counterpart, who was introduced in the 70s to advertise sweeter products like Danishes, whereas he was mainly marketing biscuits.
That makes a certain amount of sense.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Totally. Wisely, marketing execs opted not to have her tummy be poked and tickled because it was creepier. Because it was usually in those commercials a male hand coming in to tickle Poppin' Fresh's tummy, and he would go, hoo, 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 hoo. And they decided not to have that happen to Poppy Fresh.
Right.
So only in the form of dolls, not in the commercials, there is also in his family tree, Grandmommer, not grand. Grandmommer.
Well, that's weird because grands are the type of big biscuit, which we had on Thanksgiving. I made them. I popped that fresh.
Whoa. But
his grandma is not named Grand.
Well, is that even Pillsbury? It might not be.
I thought it was.
It could. No, it very well could be.
I don't know. I hope I wasn't serving subpar dough.
I think it is Pillsbury Grands.
I think it's Pillsbury Grands.
Yeah. So there's Grandmommer, Poppin's grandmother, Grandpopper, Poppin's grandfather, Popper and Bun Bun, Poppin's 2 children, a son and a daughter. So this is why I think that Poppy Fresh is Poppin' Fresh's wife, because I would be surprised if he had 2 children out of wedlock whose mother we don't know.
Right. Well, yeah.
Those aren't
They're from
good
else.
old-fashioned American values.
Well, but are they? They're not producing these children.
But they say Poppin's 2 children, a son and daughter.
Do you think that means that like they came off his body? Because they're all just dough. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they're not copulating.
I don't know.
Are they?
I don't know.
Does anyone know?
I don't know what they're up to.
Can anyone help?
I don't know what the hell they're doing over there.
Some of them do wear more clothes, you know. We're looking at images of them right now in the video version.
Right. So yeah, Poppy Fresh has kind of like a smock or an apron on and a little bonnet. What's his name? Grandpopper has a vest and a bow tie on. Grandmommer has, I would say, a dress.
I would say a dress too. Now, these appear to be cheap toys from like the 60s or something.
Yeah. Yep. They're from the 70s.
The 70s? Are they, are their clothes the same material as their body? Is Poppin' Fresh's hat fabric?
I think it is. I think in the commercials it's fabric and his neckerchief is fabric too.
Okay.
So I think it's implied that their clothing is fabric, but these are just cheap, shitty toys and everything is one color except for like a couple of accents, like their eyes are blue. There are just a couple of other spots on them that
touches of color, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Popper and Bun Bun are wearing clothes. Those are their kids. Popper's got a bow in her hair. Or, no, I guess Popper is the son. If the order
I would
is to be
assume Bun
believed.
Bun is the daughter.
Yeah. Popper looks like he's got a little hat and neckerchief, and Bun Bun also has a neckerchief and a bow in her hair.
Boy takes after his father.
That's right. And then we have Flapjack, the family dog, Biscuit, the family cat, not shown in the picture we're looking at. And I'm also not seeing Uncle Rolly, Poppin's uncle, who drove a little blue car.
Uncle Rolly?
Yeah.
How much work were they putting into this?
I don't know. So I was trying to think. Okay, Will found another picture that we're looking at. I think we got Uncle Rolly.
Uncle Rolly in the house.
Yep.
He's as small as the children.
Yes, he's the same size. He's got a mustache, and he looks like he's got a little driver's cap. And we've also now got Biscuit the cat.
Yes.
I was trying to think, and I don't think there is. Can you think of any other equivalent to this where there's just a mascot for something that is taken off like this? Things? Yeah.
I can, and it'll be the final thing we talk about.
Okay, great. Perfect. And now, final thing, if we were to categorize these as something, what the hell is this? I would say goo monster, but also, anthropomorphized dough. Morphized.
Yes, I think that's close. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let me check something real quick.
Sure.
Classification. Let me see here. So, they may be a Class 7 outsider avatar.
Okay.
Which is what the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is classified as in the world of Ghostbusters. Now, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man very much, I think, is more directly than the Michelin Man meant to look like Poppin' Fresh.
Yeah.
He's got that neckerchief and the same
similar.
And hat.
Yeah. And totally. Yes. Look at that. Their outfit is practically the same. He's got like a little sailor bib though.
Yeah, and he's also like the little hat, the little neckerchief. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man became sort of like possessed by the spirit of Gozer, in a sense. It was the destructor form. Mm-hmm. So I can only assume that Poppin' Fresh and his family are also the vessel for some sort of ancient evil.
They would have to be.
Why are they so obsessed with making you eat more of them?
Yeah,
that's a weird thing when there's a mascot that's like, keep eating me.
It's twisted.
Why don't you?
That's what I'm saying. When I saw him bloop out of that carton of biscuits, I was like, this is sick shit.
Yeah, no, it's totally true. Wow. All right. Well, hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hell yeah.
What else do you want from me? Okay. Is that it for Poppin' Fresh?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, then we're going to go into our final topic of the evening. And this was a topic of great controversy. I'm not sure if it made it into the show at all last week, in fact, but somehow the topic of the Grimace came up.
Yes.
And T.T. Madden, a friend and wonderful writer, check out the Familialists, TT Madden made mention in the live chat last week. What is the Grimace? Do you remember what TT Madden said?
Yes, he's like a piece of milkshake.
No, that's what I said.
Oh,
and you
okay.
took great issue with that, and you tried to embarrass me in front of everybody.
Well, it sounded insane.
TT.
That's why I remembered it, I guess, because I was like, that's so crazy. What is he?
Said that officially. He's a taste bud.
Right.
He's part of your tongue.
That's right.
So I had to find out the truth.
Yeah.
And I have the truth, and it's stranger than you could ever imagine. Grimace, we all know him.
Yeah.
Amorphously rotund, purple creature from McDonald's.
Yeah.
McDonald land. I looked into the story. He was first introduced in 1971, Kristen. He's most famously, I think, for us now known as the source of the Grimace shake.
Yes.
Viral sensations of 2023.
Right.
Or to celebrate his 62nd birthday, they issued a purple milkshake. And everybody would taste it. Okay, that's happy birthday, Grimace. I'm going to try your shake here. And then after a jump cut on TikTok, they were all dead.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome.
It was pretty great.
Yeah.
But
did you try the Grimace shake?
No, never tried it.
Same.
I value my life too much.
Yeah, right.
I've got kids.
I'm about to say you have children.
So, the original Grimace was scaly, mean-looking.
Scaly?
Had 4 arms and had no charm whatsoever.
And now he's brimming with charm.
I know. McDonald's previous
I guess he is charming.
Yeah, he's today he's like kind of like dopey and silly and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
He was originally known as the Evil Grimace, and it was inadvertently scaring away young customers. His whole gimmick was that just like the Hamburglar steals hamburgers, the Grimace would steal all kinds of food, but primarily milkshakes.
Okay.
That's what put a milkshake monster in my head.
Yeah.
He's like a milkshake without the cup.
I'm remembering this.
Yeah.
Like a drop of a milkshake or whatever you thought he was.
Yes. I don't see why that's so crazy.
I still think it's ridiculous.
Why is that so ridiculous?
I don't know. Like, it's so weird.
Well, I think you're weird.
I think you said a piece of a milkshake, which was also why it was so weird.
A piece of a milkshake, I will admit, is odd phrasing. But if I describe him more as a milkshake without the cup.
No, it's still weird.
Why?
Because
it's like
what kind of character is that?
A milkshake is just ice cream. Well, what character is the Grimace? He's just a purple round thing.
Why would you make it a milkshake without the cup? It doesn't make any sense. If you want a character to be a milkshake, have it be in a cup.
Well, I don't know. I just don't understand why this seems to reflect so specifically on me as being stupid.
Because you're the one who said it.
But look at it. Look at him. What is he?
It's also insane to me that he's a taste bud, by the way.
I know. Yeah, that's hard to get over.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we'll find some answers, okay? So, we changed him to a soft, plush, 2-armed blob of a sweetheart who only wanted McDonald's milkshakes and to hang out with Ronald.
Of course.
Of course. So, Grimace, with a new name and reduced appendages, which, by the way, same name, they just stopped calling him evil.
Right. And good call on the reduced appendages.
I know. How about 2 arms instead of 4? He was reintroduced in 1972 as the lovable, friendly, albeit a bit clumsy character that fans know him as today. They also had a poem about him at his launch. I don't know where this was featured. Maybe in a book or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
The evil Grimace Ronald knows is round and purple and has big toes. He carries shakes in every hand as he scurries through McDonald land.
Ooh, does he have any toes? Looks like he just has feet that are toeless.
Maybe his feet are just big toes.
I meant to say they are the big toes.
1 big toe on each foot. So what is he? For starters, on the mcdonalds.fandom.com wiki, all of our sources will be in the show notes on scaryfun.fun. He is Ronald McDonald's best friend.
That's nice.
That's answer number 1.
That's nice.
So, all right. Grimace... well, hold on. His species is a bit undetermined, it says.
A bit?
He's just a round shape, yeah. Originally, he was conceived as the physical manifestation of a milkshake headache.
Huh, okay.
That's weird.
That's high concept.
That's weirder to me than saying that he is a milkshake, is to say he's a milkshake headache.
It's all weird.
However, The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, which I think was a show or something, claims his species to also be called Grimace.
Yeah.
So he is Grimace and he is a Grimace.
Okay.
yet another argument is that he's an anthropomorphic taste bud.
Yeah. How
So
weird.
that first enters the chat. Now, people.com has a whole breakdown. All right. Brian Bates, a manager of a McDonald's in Canada, revealed the answer to the Golden Arch's biggest mystery, telling CBC News that Grimace is, quote, an enormous taste bud, but a taste bud nonetheless.
It's gross.
So that's a manager.
Yeah. No,
That's
it's
a
coming
source
from
from-
the horse's mouth.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
But, and he said that his purpose is to demonstrate that the food tastes good. That's why he's a taste bud.
Okay.
Which is crazy. But I guess Brian Bates, manager, spoke out of turn.
Oh.
Maybe he found himself on the other side of the counter.
So wait, is he just the manager of a McDonald's?
Yes.
Okay.
Because corporate McDonald's issued a statement. A spokesperson for McDonald's
God.
had to reach out and clarify the statements made by one of their managers.
Oh my God, that poor guy.
Saying, whether he's a taste bud, a milkshake, or just your favorite purple blob, the best part about Grimace is that he means different things to different people. Whatever he is, we're just proud our bestie makes people happy. McDonald's had to come out and refute the notion that there is a singular definition of the Grimace.
That's so funny.
How crazy is that?
It is crazy. It's also so funny to have
We've heard
to,
the allegations that Grimace might be a taste bud.
They had a real meeting about that, and they were like, look, we can't narrow it down to one thing.
We've got to get out there in front of the cameras ourselves.
We got to get in front of this before it blows up.
Wake up. It's like a phone call in the middle of the night. Yeah. Did you see the news out of Canada?
Yeah.
Who's this Bates? Brian Bates. I want his ass in the fryer.
Yeah, that guy's been in big trouble.
It's like Spacely Sprockets. Some evil boss.
Yeah.
Bates?
That's
what have you done this time, you galoot?
Yeah. That's amazing.
I will again repeat. Because it may have gotten buried.
No, I heard it that he may be a milkshake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So McDonald's themselves.
Not a piece of a milkshake, but
You shut your goddamn mouth. McDonald's themselves acknowledges that is a read.
Yes, I hear that. So
However, at the end of the day, he's canonically nothing.
Yeah,
He might be a taste
He's
bud.
whatever you project onto him.
He might be a milkshake.
That's really strange.
He's whatever you bring to the table.
Why?
He really represents the best in each and every one of us.
That is so dumb. Honestly,
He is what you want him to be.
That's so stupid. I understand leaving things up to interpretation, but this is McDonald's and a character. Must we do that with Grimace? Like, just say what the hell he is.
Yes, we must. Well, now Grimace is like, I feel like Grimace has only gotten bigger and stronger and stranger after that Grimace shake.
Oh,
kerfuffle.
totally. But like, we need to straddle the fence with everything. Like Grimace.
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever.
So Grimace, I mentioned, you were like, why does Poppin' Fresh have a family? Like, who creates like lore for a character? First of all, McDonald's is like, they've got lore out the wazoo because they've made like cartoons of these characters living in McDonald land.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking when I was like, what's another character where they've made like toys and everything? It was just a mascot for a product. Yeah, you're so right. Like McDonald's is like huge.
Oh yeah, Grimace has two aunts, Tilly and Millie. And they are...
Look at these queens.
They're...
We'll put a picture up on the screen. They look incredible. They look beautiful. They're both wearing floral dresses. One of them has a hat on, like a straw hat with a flat brim with flowers on top of it and glasses. She has a matching straw purse. They look great.
They look quite happy.
Both red lips. Yeah.
They're all just out here and living their best life out in a field.
This is an outdoor shot, weirdly, in a field. They're both facing the camera and waving at it. Grimace is strangely in the background, just kind of looking off to the side.
Well, yeah, he's daydreaming.
Yeah.
He's had too many milkshakes.
He's out
Grimace.
to lunch.
Yeah, he is. He's had the Grimace shake. He's dying presently. I still think he looks like a milkshake without the cup. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I refute the taste bud angle because it's gross. I do not like the idea that he is some piece of your physical anatomy.
Yeah.
Ew. And by the way, if he's a taste bud, that means wherever you touch him, he can taste you. So keep that in mind. All right.
I just think he's a weird purple blob. William, what milkshake have you had that's shaped like that?
It's not, you're not.
If he's a milkshake without the cup.
You're still not getting it. You're still not getting it. Kristen, let me ask you a question.
Wait. I'm sorry.
What?
Again in the live chat, Maggie said they're married, I've decided, and then Michelle said they're roommates, quote unquote. I like that read. I think that's true.
They're roommates.
I like the Bert and Ernie read of Grimace's Aunt Tilly and Millie.
When you get a milkshake, if you just dumped it out of the cup, what would happen to it?
Oh, you're absolutely right. It would turn into a triangle.
Oh, shut up. It would mostly plop onto the table like a big scoop of ice cream, wouldn't it?
No, it's too melty for
when
that.
When you first get it, not when it's been sitting around.
No, William.
They're mostly solid to start. They are.
Okay, all right.
That's what I mean. A milkshake without the cup.
No,
I refuse to say that he's a taste bud. Well, listen, I'm sorry. I can't sit on the fence like you, all right? I choose to be involved in the world.
I'm not on the fence. I'm just saying he's a purple piece of shit. That's all he is. He's none of the above.
So you go with the official answer, which is that he is everything and he is nothing.
No, I just go that he's a weird purple thing. He's just a monster.
But why would you just...
I don't know. None of these things make sense to me. I think that they don't even know what the hell's going on.
You know what I think the sick truth is?
What?
The original answer for the Grimace.
Yeah, I think they made him Grimace the Evil. He was like a weird stealing monster. And now...
And he gobbled up those milkshakes and became just a big, fat, slovenly slob.
Yes, I think he was always supposed to be a big, scary monster. And then these other weird things came about and they're just like letting it ride. But he's just supposed to be this weird thing.
Well, but specifically, I think they don't want to admit that this creature was originally invented to be like... He is gluttony.
Yes.
He's gotten fat from eating so many of our milkshakes.
Totally. He's holding, 7 milkshakes in the original Evil Grimace picture. So he's supposed to be. He's housing milkshakes.
Yeah. They don't want to admit that their food is going to make you shaped like the Grimace if you gobble up 7 milkshakes a day.
I think that's absolutely true.
I think that's the sick truth, is that they're still hiding from themselves.
Yeah.
So
and aren't we all in many ways?
They should pick what he is, because the more that people realize that one of their mascots is somebody who got unhealthy from having too many milkshakes,
right?
They got to just pick some. Now, I did read that the Grimace shake was reissued in 2024.
Okay.
And I was like, this year? I didn't hear anything about this.
Yeah, not a peep.
Here's the strange thing. Well, at first I was like, well, maybe
because everybody's dead.
Yeah,
could have told us.
Everyone who would have tried it has already died. Evolution.
Right.
The only people who tried it were were thinned out of the herd.
They've passed.
So there's no one left to buy it. But I was like, maybe you can do the Grimace shake thing for one summer. And it's like the joke can sustain itself for that long, like the Freakies, right? Like it can't last that long when it's like a meme. Right. And again, that's my theory.
It's better to burn out than to fade away, as Neil Young says.
Yeah. Die young and leave a gross-looking corpse with a Grimace.
Yeah.
But like, I then found out that it was radio silent here in America because the Grimace shake was only reissued abroad.
Oh.
The rest of the world got the Grimace shake again in 2024, but not in the United States. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I wonder why we were stiffed. I've also heard a rumor that the Grimace shake might have been a test.
Oh, what do you mean?
McDonald's,
for like a permanent thing?
Sort of, yeah. McDonald's is opening. Have you heard of oh God, what's it called? The McDonald's Shake Shop?
No.
Or Drink Shop. McDonald's.
I love shakes.
Drink
spin-off. I'm interested.
Store. What's it called? Cosmics.
Oh.
A new small format beverage-led concept from McDonald's. So this is basically Starbucks, but for like crazy kinds of soda. And so there was
did it start in like Utah or something?
Yeah, it's all in the Midwest right now. Not everywhere. It's very, very small right now. But that the Grimace shake itself was a test for, can a drink become a thing?
Oh.
And the answer appeared to be yes, but why are they not capitalizing?
Weird, that's surprising.
But yeah, this is all that like spindrift stuff, like drinks have, I feel like, become a very big deal in the last few years.
Oh, totally.
Stanley Cups and all those rumors out of Salt Lake City of those like put milk in your soda.
Yeah, dirty soda.
Dirty soda, which P.S. our dad was doing since way back.
Oh, absolutely. He was the pioneer.
Playing stickball, putting milk in his Coca-Cola or whatever.
Root beer. Yeah,
root beer. But so Cosmics was the Grimace shake really just a test to see if America is ready. And so they've gone quiet because they're just biding their time.
Right. I guess it's like a coffee shop, kind of.
Yeah.
You know?
Just not coffee.
It's not that weird.
Sody pop. But it has to be its own thing. Like you can go to McDonald's and you can go to Cosmics. They're two different things.
Huh. Okay.
And they don't appear to have their own mascot, but that was the other theory, is that maybe Grimace will make the leap and he will centrally be the mascot for Cosmics.
Whoa.
And since it's called...
Well, then they better firm up what the hell Grimace is.
Well, look to the name, Cosmics. Are we about to get an interstellar explanation of the Grimace?
Right.
He is not of
I'd
this
be into
earth.
that.
Those congressional hearings were
Maybe
real.
that's what this is all about.
That's what this is all about.
That's what this has all been leading toward.
What are they hiding?
That's a more satisfying answer to me than anything.
What does Ronald know?
Oh.
What does McDonald know?
Good question. Well, we'll explore this and more on another episode of Guides to the Unknown. We definitely won't.
Yeah, we probably won't.
But thank you so much for listening to this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. And as we said, go to patreon.com/GTTUpod for so much more. We've got a million more episodes over there.
Get the show, the Netherworld Dispatch, get a jump scare. That's our cameo. Patreon.com/GTTUpod/gift.
Yep.
Get a subscription for a friend for the holidays up and coming.
Yeah, that's right. You can also follow us on social media. We are at GTTUpod. I am at Chillin' Kristen.
I am at The Myth Traveler. And we'll return next week with more strange stories to share.
Yes.
But until then...
Actually, we know what we're sharing.
Oh, yeah,
next week. We are going to be talking about the first season of Dexter, because there's that Dexter new show coming out. So if you want...
It's called Dexter New Show.
It's Dexter New Show. What is it? Dexter New Original Sin.
No, wasn't that the...
No, I was about to say Dexter New Blood. That was the...
Oh, God.
Oh, wait, no. I'm backwards.
I don't know what's going on. We'll know more about Dexter next week. I'm not ready to talk about Dexter
But the new
yet.
Dexter show comes out next Friday.
And it actually looks all right.
I think it looks really fun.
Yeah, we've got some Dexter opinions to share next week, and we're going to talk specifically about that first season.
Right. So if you want to watch 2, you can do that, and you'll know what we're talking
about. It's on Netflix, evidently. Confusing.
Yep.
All right, everybody. So we'll be back next week to talk about our Dark Passengers.
Yes.
But until that time comes, we must travel.
Back to the Netherworld go we. I bet, I could be wrong, I bet this is called Dexter Original Sin, and I think the new one was called Dexter New Blood.
Wait, what do you mean the next one and the new one?
The one that is coming out next week, I think, is called Dexter Original Sin.
Okay.
And I think that yeah, you're right, I said that weird. I think that the reboot that already happened was called Dexter New Blood.
The new one is called... Oh, Dexter New Blood came out a couple years ago.
Right.
Dexter Resurrection is yet to come out. Dexter Original Sin comes out next week.
Yes, okay.
What a mess.
It's crazy.
Hey, they really missed an opportunity during COVID to be like, the mask is slipping. and then show him pull up a mask over his nose to show you how to properly cover your orifices.
And also because the intro to Dexter was him doing all just like everyday stuff with that music. It could have been like do-do-do.
Bong, bing, bing. Oh,
yeah.
Ding. When he puts the mask on just right. And then he's just sitting in his home alone.
Yeah. Be all satisfying.
There's nowhere to go.
What a missed opportunity.